Welcome to Knicks.com. Jonah Ballow here with assistant coach Kurt Rambis, and we're taking a look at the next matchup on the docket. And Kurt, this will be interesting to see with the Knicks 2-1, the Wizards also 2-1. You saw them in the preseason, so a little bit of a glimpse of what they do. Obviously, they've changed now in the regular season. With Bradley Beal out of the lineup, what does that do for them, and in terms of their starting lineup and how they're going to look?
Well, obviously, Beal would be starting for them, and he provides a lot of outside shooting, which helps open up the floor for Wall's penetration and Gortat and Nene inside to go to work. So not having that very, very potent outside shooting does have an impact on him. But Temple does a good job shooting. Paul Pierce does a good job shooting. Porter coming off the bench does a good job shooting to help open up the floor. So we've got our work cut out for us, whether Beal's in or out.
Just from an overall perspective and what they did in the offseason, their main key parts returned. They added Paul Pierce. Do you see any changes from what they're going to do from an X's and O's standpoint this year compared to last?
No, not really. I mean, they have an incredibly large playbook. So their coach does a great job of being able to read situations, look at how an opponent is defending certain actions, and he involves a lot of key components at the defensive end to make their opponents play defense in a myriad of ways. So you're going to see them go through a lot of actions. You could see multiple pick and rolls in one half-court scenario to get the defense shifting, to try and make the defense make mistakes. So we've got to be on point with our defense, and great communication will be the key for us.
We talked about this and joked about it with Derrick Rose and how quick he is, and how do you defend a guy like that. Another one, John Wall here. And it was very interesting in Cleveland in this previous matchup in the victory against Charlotte with their backcourt and speedy guys there. Right. You guys just really being aggressive on those pick and rolls and forcing the guards out. Have you liked what you've seen from your backcourt in terms of defending these, dynamic point guards?
Well, we're getting better. We're not where we want to be. I mean, we can go and watch a tape and dissect just about every sequence offensively or defensively where it's not perfect, but we're getting better. We're starting to eliminate our mistakes, and guys are starting to understand exactly what we want at both ends of the court. But a lot of what happens defensively for us is triggered by what we do offensively. If we take high-quality shots after good execution, and we get good rebound balance, and we also get good defensive balance, then we give ourselves a chance to get back and form our defense to stop those speedy guards and all of their transition actions. But if we don't execute our offense, that's when we end up taking a shot that nobody is predicting and nobody really wants. A bad shot, they get the rebound or a turnover and they're taken off, and then we don't have people back, and that's very problematic for us. But we're getting better. We're getting better. It's it's going to be a process for us all year. From
a front court perspective, Nene and Gortat, some big dudes there in their front line. How do you counter that with what you guys have? Some versatile front court players on this Knicks roster as well.
Well, we're going to have to do a great job of communicating defensively first, because they're both pick setters. They both can post up, but they're both pick setters. And because of all of the actions that they go through and their sequences, our bigs are going to have to constantly be off ball. They're going to be on ball. They got to communicate well. They got to help stop the ball. They got to get back to their guys, because both of them, along with Gooden, can knock down outside shots. So they not only have to deal with them posting up, but they got to deal with stopping the guards, and then they have also got to get back to those guys who can knock down 15, 17-foot shots. So a lot of activity from our bigs and good communication.
From a coaching perspective, what has stood out, in these past two games? Such an impressive job by the team to win in Cleveland, then return home, which could be sometimes a letdown game, maybe in a Sunday matchup. What has stood out to you?
Well, we were very gritty in Cleveland. It wasn't in terms of execution, we didn't do a good job executing. I think we just played harder. Cleveland didn't execute well either. Yeah. So it was one of those games that just kind of who got down and who got dirtiest the most was going to come away with the win. It was a tough game for Cleveland with all of the hype that surrounded LeBron James coming back, his first homecoming game. So it didn't bode well for them. I don't think they played a game that was indicative of themselves either. But I thought our guys played hard, traveling, getting in late. It's those type of back-to-backs are very difficult. And then we've got to do a good job in securing our home court advantage. We want to turn Madison Square Garden into a place that people, everybody wants to come to New York, everybody wants to play in the Garden, but we also want to build up that apprehension that, oh no, we don't want to play the Knicks in the Garden. We've got to get that fear going again. And it comes down to us just playing really, really hard, particularly at the defensive end. We got to make it so it's uncomfortable for teams whenever they try and execute their offense.
Always enjoy the conversation. Looking forward to this matchup against the Wizards, who are a playoff team from a year ago.
Yep, it's going to be a very tough matchup for us, and it's going to be a tough night for us, especially we got, this is the first of 4 games in 5 nights, so we've got to be on point.
All right, I'm going to try to be on point as well. Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you.